Okay, still to come on the Big Show Christmas Special, we have got a very special celebrity Christmas quiz on the way. But before that, let's meet one of the Big Show regulars from the Sunday world, Tina Calder, and one of Northern Ireland's top glamour models, Laura Lacole. Here they are, the lovely Laura and Tina Calder as well. Girls, welcome.
Hello.
To the Big Show Christmas Special. How are you two?
All right.
All right.
You brought your present.
Did you? I see you've got trying to get the plug in already. The brand new City newspaper, which is very new. It's just been out in the last few weeks, hasn't it?
Yes.
Tell us all about City then. Get your plug over with.
Apart from the Sunday World, which I think everybody should read every single week, City is the new Metro paper for Belfast, which Robin Elliott happens to be in.
Yes, read my nostalgia column in there as well. I'm there somewhere.
And mine,
Okay.
and mine.
You've got a column.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody's got a column in
Yeah.
it.
Everybody who's nice. Anyway, it's coming out monthly, and the next one's out in January, but this one's 75,000 on the streets right now.
All right, so how did all this come about? It's popular in London and Manchester and things.
Yeah.
You thought it was about time Belfast had a go, didn't you?
It's one of those things, it's been a kind of a dream of mine for a long time now, to get a Metro paper for Belfast. Obviously, I've worked for all of the major newspapers here in Northern Ireland and Ireland. And eventually we teamed up with a guy called Steve Petrie, myself and Fabrizio Belowski, who owns the company. And he made it happen for us. You know, he took a dream and he made it a commercial venture. And it's here.
And it's there, and
Very
it's out
excited,
there,
yes,
exactly.
so
Great
there's your
stuff.
copy.
Thank you so much, thank you. Right, we're talking about Christmas. Obviously, it is our Christmas special. What's your plans, Laura, for Christmas this year?
Usually at my house it's chaos.
Yeah?
Food burns, people argue,
Yeah.
and then I just gore about on Pringles. Slur and quality streets.
What are you hoping for in your stockings this year?
A wee fit.
Yeah. Everybody wants one of those.
Brilliant. I
Yeah.
got one last year.
Because I don't exercise.
Although I don't
and
use
need
it, as
to,
you
like,
can see.
do you?
You can borrow mine.
We were talking to Gemma earlier about the worst Christmas present. What's the worst thing you've ever been given?
I don't know actually.
Yeah.
I get pretty good presents, decent enough, yeah.
All right, okay. Tina, what about you?
To be honest, I don't get bad presents. I'm one of these people, I love getting presents. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter how rubbish it is, I love getting presents. And I actually, all my family have been told for the last 2 or 3 years to buy me toys. I got Lego, I got more Lego for my birthday actually. I got a remote control car one year, and you know, the thing about
Are
it
you
is...
playing with these things?
Yes! I
Do you have a childhood?
I got a Nintendo DS last year and a Wii Fit, which I don't use clearly. Yeah, no, I think it's. Do you know what it is? The other thing is our family. We're so sad. We have an X Factor competition, and I was robbed last year. So this year I won a karaoke machine.
What?
I was robbed. My uncle's girlfriend won. They cheated. They all cheated. Let's not talk about it. Hurts. But so I want a karaoke machine so that I can win.
Okay. All right.
I used to get Barbies, but I used to burn them.
Burn Barbies. Why?
Because I hated Barbie, like, I don't know what it was. I just hated Barbie. I wasn't a girly girl, I just played football all the time and stuff like that. And then whenever I got Barbie, I was like, oh, thank you.
And how did you sacrifice these Barbie dolls? Did you put them in a fire or just...
At back garden, used to get like matches and lighters, whatever I could find.
Okay. Right, look, I'm getting slightly worried sitting here. We'll move on to talk showbiz, just what you're known for, Tina, your showbiz column in the Sunday World.
I'm not a nurse and it's not.
What about some of the big stories that you've covered throughout the year? What's been the big showbiz highlights?
There's been so much this year. I mean, obviously, Gemma's reign coming to an end at Miss Great Britain was quite a huge story for Northern Ireland because we hadn't had someone who'd been that big in the beauty pageant scene. Recently, we've had obviously Laura Patterson, Sherry Gardner heading off to Miss World, and more recently, Kaylee O'Reilly has been the most successful Miss Earth candidate in the whole of Europe, UK and Ireland. She came 16th just a few weeks ago. So there's things like that we've been covering. Trying to think what else is just.
It's been quite a sad year for Irish show business. Obviously, we lost Stephen Gately, didn't we?
I mean, that was really hard. The way I covered it was, instead of doing what everybody did and go to the funeral and cover that, what I did is I got in touch with a lot of the fans here in Northern Ireland. A girl called Carrie in particular. She had seen him. I mean, she literally stalked this guy. You know, she loves Boyzone, loves West. She's probably outside this building as we speak, you know, waiting for Westlife tickets or something like that, because that's usually where I find her. And she she gave me a wonderful tribute, you know, in pictures, her and her friends having met him, and you know, their nicknames, the fact that they called him Steo, and he knew this, and I just thought that was a nicer way of covering the whole story, rather than getting the wailing and the crying at the funeral, which everyone was going to get. We took the nice side, you know, of it, and we spoke to the fans, but it was still quite touching and quite moving. But it has been a weird year.
Because the other big one for everybody, Michael Jackson, I was going to come on to, who affected everybody, you know, really. Where were you when you heard the news that Michael Jackson had passed away?
I was actually in an airport, come back from a photo shoot, and I didn't know what was going on, because actually everyone in the terminal was looking at the TV and I could see that it was something to do with Michael Jackson, but I didn't know what it was. It wasn't until I actually got home, which was really upset about. I mean, I think that Michael actually affected everyone, and like his music, but he just set the tone, didn't he, really?
Exactly, of course, we're all looking forward to the big comeback.
I know,
at
I was
the
really
O2
looking
as
forward
well,
to it. I
you
was
know,
hoping to get tickets and stuff like that, I love Michael Jackson. I remember whenever I was younger, my dad asked me who my hero was. Instead of saying him, I said Michael Jackson. Wasn't pleased.
It was a big year TV-wise as well. X Factor, bigger and better than ever before. And Jedward, stealing the headlines every single day on the front of these. How does two guys from Ireland get to be in the front of every newspaper every single day for months?
It's Louis Walsh's fault. You know, everything in music that can be wrong is Louis Walsh's fault. The thing about it is, the guys were picked out long before the X Factor auditions happened. What happens is there's a lot of casting agents all over the UK and Ireland who will put people forward to the production company. Production company will then invite them along to the auditions as if they've turned up like everybody else, which technically they have. They don't get any preferential treatment. That's why everyone thought that there'd been this big fix, because they'd been asked along. And you know, the guys, they just have this wonderful novelty factor, a bit like Dick and Dom, a bit like Ant and Dec. All of the comedy duos, Cheeky Girls, even Mr. Blobby had it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that we underestimated the power and the charisma of two young Irish lads. I think had the guys not have stood on stage and took it so well and been, I mean, their parents should be congratulated as one of the best set of parents that I have come across in my entire life. Those two wee boys took so much on stage, and never once did they give back cheek, never once did they let their family or themselves down, and that's what the public loved about them. And they did stay in well over their dues, but you know, they'll be on children's TV by the end of the year.
Will they make a fortune?
They won't make a fortune, no. They'll be famous, they'll be a bit like the Chuckle Brothers, they'll be there forever. They'll have a decent career, they'll have a good career, and they'll have a career that they like, you know. I mean, they're not gonna Subo it round the world. Do you know what I mean? I don't even understand that. That's just stupid. But you know, just put her to the side and pretend it doesn't happen. I just think that the guys, it was the wrong TV programme. It should have been Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent,
You know.
definitely. I think actually if Simon had liked them, that they could really go somewhere. They are a novelty, and like if I was a child, like I remember whenever I was younger, I liked the edgy people who were just key takers and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Who weren't actually talented, but you just had a laugh and you enjoyed watching them. Yeah, definitely. I reckon they could make a killing if they got the right person behind them.
Okay, Tina, anybody in 2010 we should be looking out for? Any big music acts or big celebs who are going to suddenly burst onto the scene?
Definitely the beat poets who you've had on the show. I mean, those guys are definitely going to do well next year. There's a lot of local bands like General Fiasco. What's the one with the really long name? And So I Watch You From Afar.
Yes,
and
yes.
they just get this too long of a name. I think they're going to be really good. I think celebrity-wise, we're going to see Northern Ireland really come out of its own. We've a lot. I mean, people like Laura, for example, have come to the fore this year. Obviously, Eamon McCrory, who was Miss Northern Ireland's Sexiest Man. Gemma has done so much more with the DJ, and Mickey Modell, I think. People don't really know, but he's coming out. We're getting him into the spotlight. You know, it's taken a wee while. And I think with the number of beauty queens we have and the number of models, with Kaylee, with Cherie and Laura, I mean, I think Northern Ireland's going to be a good place for celebrity next year. And of course, rock. Rock is making a huge comeback. We've got Metallica coming to Belfast. We've got Machine Head, Deep Purple.
We got Kiss are playing back as well. Kiss are playing out. Lynyrd Skynyrd are back as well. Everybody's back. It's going to be great.
Can you understand how excited I am and why I've been studying my jacket for the last 2 weeks? But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to 2010.
Great stuff. What's 2010 got in store for you?
Well, I don't know how much I can say really. Hopefully Playboy, and
Excellent.
hopefully talks with the Sun.
Okay,
Yeah.
great stuff.
And race driving as well.
Brilliant.
Taking
Okay.
up professionally.
Excellent. Well, the very best of luck with that, girls.
you.
Stay where you are. You're going to join us for the big celebrity Christmas quiz